Hello and welcome to day 10 of the CoronaBLOG, the last day of March, March the 31st. The aims are to learn some English, escape from our daily routine and look at the situation from outside Italy and looking back in. My name's Mark Brobhy, here's some background information and this is what I'm currently doing. The key person for today is Viktor Orban of Hungary. He's the Prime Minister. Well, that's not really enough for him, only the Prime Minister. Does he want to be a president, a general, a king or an emperor? Well, on Monday the 30th of March, they passed rule by decree, required a 2/3 majority. Did it pass? On the 30th of March, yes, 138 members of Parliament voted in favour and only 53 against. What powers does this rule by decree have? The suspension of Parliament, punishment for journalists if the government believes that the coronavirus reporting is not good. No elections or referendums can be held while it's in place. Okay, but sooner or later it will finish, temporary. No, there is no expiry date. Reaction? Who is this man? This is David Vig of Amnesty. Imagine fake news. What happens? So, if Mr. Orban or King Orban decides a journalist is guilty of fake news, up to 5 years in prison. Here is David Vig's reaction. He's a little worried about the human rights. He's the director of Amnesty. Today we're going to look at inventions. The human reaction to any new situation is inventions, creativity. And with coronavirus we're seeing a lot of this. Okay? The world has changed over the last couple of weeks. Problems have surfaced. Inventions have come about. Instead of a mask, we need masks. What's the name of this? Okay, this is a snood. Now, is it as good as a mask? Why? Why not? It covers the mouth and covers the nose, but probably you're saying it doesn't cover it well enough. Well, a company called Virustatic Shield have come up with a snood with an antiviral coating. So this antiviral coating is making this snood very, very similar to a mask. More masks. A lovely picture of a different time and place. What are these masks used for? Well, snorkeling. Is the snorkel still used? No. Here we can see, if you look carefully, we've taken off the snorkel and added what? Okay, a plastic valve connector. Here we go. The plastic valve connector can be made using 3D printer. So instead of the mask, how does it work? Well, here we can see in the photo, the valve fits to the top of the full face mask and then pressured air is pushed through. So which is more difficult here? Sourcing the masks, getting the masks, sourcing the masks, or making the valves? Well, the valves are made by 3D printers, which are far more common than most of us actually believe. How do we get more masks? Well, these masks, we have a solution. These masks were sold by Decathlon, a sports shop. Here in Italy, we can ask Decathlon for more, or we can ask everybody who bought a mask to give it to the local health authority. And this is exactly what we did. I have a language school in Lissone, near Monza, where I live. Unfortunately, there is nothing in the English press about this, so I've just copied in the Italian. This is our local mayor of Lissone, and here you can see, even if you do not understand Italian, she made a public announcement. There is the telephone number, so if you have bought one of these masks over the last 2 or 3 years, please phone a number and give it to the local health authority. Another problem, avoid touching. How often do you wash your hands? How long can the virus live on surfaces? What type of surface? We know that the virus can live for up to 72 hours on some surfaces, maybe more. Another problem, how do you open doors? You touch the door handle. The virus loves door handles. It's a fantastic place for the virus. So Wyn Griffiths, an inventor, decided to give people a portable arm that they could use to hook. Hook is what we use for fishing, so a hook to put on the door, and it's made by a 3D printer. The orange there, we can see this is the hook that you carry around and pull down the door handle. Lastly, we're going to try again and look at some good news with graphs. Here we can see what we think, what the Chinese have reported as their epidemic curve. So this is an epidemic curve. We see a rapid increase, we see a level at the top, and then we see a decrease. Where is Italy on this curve? Well, here we see the number of cases in Italy going up. This is the daily new cases. So recently, in the last few days in Italy, this is the number we're really looking at, the number of daily new cases. There is then a lag of 10 days, 2 weeks, maybe even more, before these cases are treated. So the numbers we're seeing today of people fully recovering or unfortunately dying relate to 2 weeks ago. So we're looking at the new cases, and here we can see the new cases really are slowing down. So that's the good news. Summary of today. We looked at Viktor Orban, the new dictator. He's a dictator now. We've looked at good inventions. We've looked at the epidemic curve of China and flattening. Maybe we've got some flattening in Italy. The number of new cases is not increasing. It's decreasing a little, but let's say it's flattening. It's flat. Hopefully we now go down. That's all for today. Thank you very much. See you tomorrow.